Hi everyone, Brienne from Pixite today, and today I'm coloring in Marvel. And I'm going to be coloring, you can find this picture in Jim Lee's section for featured artists. And I'm coloring Beast from X-Men. He was always one of my favorites, and I'm excited to color him today. So let's get started. So I'm going to go to my fills. And I'm going to get my background because I have an idea of some kind of like explosion like I want to kind of come out from Beast because he's being himself and tearing up the area. So I'm going to pick out my fade. I'm just going to get some colors back there, and I'm not going to worry about it going into him because I know I'm going to be redoing that anyway. And I was thinking like since he is going to be blue, we all know Beast is blue, so I'm going to use maybe reds and oranges and maybe some purple, I'm not sure. Maybe some dark purple to start. And I'm just pulling this color through. Okay, then I'm going to go to Bloom. I'm going to use maybe this yellow. Just kind of get that happening. Some expressive color kind of coming out from his area. I think I like it just the yellow coming out. I'm just trying to think about what exactly I want this to be or what I want it to look like. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool because you see like the iridescent yellow kind of coming out from it. Okay, so maybe what we'll do, I'm just going to go to my airbrush for a sec. I'm going to deepen up this purple, and I just want to kind of encompass this corner and maybe this corner too. I just kind of want to round it off a little bit here. No, it's not quite round. Maybe just a small part then. Yeah, it's a bit better. Okay. So I'm just going to leave the background for now. We can always go back and add into it. Now I'm going to go to my metallic fill so I get some natural shading. I do this a lot. You don't have to worry about it being metallic per se, because I'm going to go over it and I'm going to be adding detail in anyway. So I don't have to worry about the metallic kind of stigma. I just want to get my character filled in here. Now, I could have did my character first and my background second, but I decided to go this route. With the comic style way of drawing, there are a lot of little areas to fill, but a lot of them are attached as well. So it's honestly not that bad. That's like, I feel like that's part of the explosion debris in behind our friend Beast here. Yeah, I always liked Beast from the actual cartoon X-Men. I used to always watch the cartoon, and he was always so smart, but super strong when he needed to be. I always liked that about him. In the cartoon, he was like that, and I'm not sure about the movies. I actually don't remember him too much in the movies. I know I've seen him in the movies, but for some reason, I always remember like Wolverine the most for the movies. Gambit is another one of my absolute favorites. I believe I did color him for a video, and that should be premiering as well too. I'm going to try and do all the X-Men that I can find at some point. try and get them all in here or for tutorial purposes. And just to have fun. I'll be doing a lot of everything. I'm going to try and touch base on a lot of different characters. And I'm going to always try to keep it true to their colors for the most part. So you see, I'm using the metallic fill, but because this is like a darker blue, you really can't tell that much, can you? It's okay, so Beast is filled in. I actually kind of like the color of his eyes here. Maybe we'll make them a little bit more like a yellow or something like that. There. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now we're going to get to some of the shading, highlighting, and detailing. So for that, I've been kind of pondering about it. I use marker a lot, but Beast is kind of more of a textured character because he's fur. So I'm going to attempt and try something different. And I'm going to use the pencil. Actually, you know what? Let's try the oil. Let's try the oil. I think the oil might go over well. I'm going to use the pencil too. But I want to start off with the oil first. I'm just going to set it to automatic. I'm doing the tips of his hair. Just kind of working it in and getting in this brighter blue. And even down here. I'm not going to go for the same type of look that I've been going for with most of the characters. I use like the marker, which is awesome. But with Beast, like I said, he's kind of an animal of its own, if we can use that as a pun, because he's furry, right? He's like a furry mutant. And he always has this form. I know some mutants can change form, but not Beast. Beast is always blue, even when he's not mad or fighting. He doesn't morph like the Hulk. Hulk is all nice and kind and everything, and then he gets mad and then watch out. But they all have their own unique abilities, and I think that's what makes the mutants so awesome, because you want to see them use their powers, you want to see them fight as a team, and that's what I really love about watching them come together. And they fight too. I mean, like verbally fight. Some of them don't like each other as much as others. There's always that drama, whether you're a mutant or not, I suppose. So this oil is actually working out nice. I'm getting a nice texture. That's what I wanted. Kind of mixing up the lighter blue with the darker blue to get that shading that I want. Can't forget this is part of his body over here too. I almost missed it. Very easy to miss areas in these types of drawings because they have those intricate little spaces. It's an easy fix though. Marble is fun to color too, because a lot of the stuff, there's some really detailed stuff that can take you a long time, But then there's stuff like this or other pictures where you can get in a really fun coloring session and it's not going to take you forever, but you can still add like tons of detail and get like a really cool look going on in a small amount of time, or not as much as it depends. Like I said, though, it depends on the pics. There are some very, very comic style detailed pictures in Marvel, and I am planning on doing one of those at some point in time as well. Okay, so I'm going to start talking about what I'm doing here. I'm using the oil brush and I'm moving all these colors around and getting detail in. I'm kind of putting in like thicker, coarser strokes for his fur. His mane is mostly up at the top. But I'm just kind of adding little kind of random strokes a little bit through most of the picture. And I'm going to actually grab a little bit of a brighter blue. Is that the one that I want? You know what? I'm actually just going to go to the blue palette. That way I have a large selection of a bunch of blues. If I don't like one, we can always try another. But this blue is actually working out okay. I'm just kind of adding highlights to the hair. Just so his fur somewhat stands out a little bit more than it is. I find highlights are always nice to kind of make some visual interest and to bring your eye more into the picture so you look more at what's going on. So that's all I'm doing, adding highlights, and I'm still using the oil. Yeah, just kind of getting some texture and some shine to the picture. Gives a little bit more interest, right? Okay, so I'm really actually liking the way that Beast's turning out. I think it's working well, the kind of plan that I had here. But now I think we need to do a little bit more in this background because it's falling just a little bit flat compared to how Beast is looking. So we can fix that easily. I'm going to actually use my purples here. I just want to, well, I'm going to try them. A little bit too dark. Maybe I'll actually use a gray. Sorry if I just noticed I'm saying actually a lot. Yeah, I think the gray looks good. I was going to do like a purpley kind of weird thing, but nah. Let's just stick to what works. Lost a little bit of my shading over here, but whatever. Changed my mind, I changed my mind. It is all good. I'm just going to fill in all this debris with the gray. Now I'm going to go to airbrush for a second, put on freehand mode. I'm just going to put that shading in where that metallic didn't go. It's hard on the little spots to get the shading in the right position because it doesn't stretch that way. So I just touch it up with the pencil tool. Or a pencil tool, airbrush tool. It must be Monday. Can't get my words right today. I'm just kind of trying to make it, I think I need red over here to be honest. So let's grab a red. I want this red to kind of match over here now that I'm seeing the way everything's coming together. Just gotta make sure I'm automatic. And I think I'm actually just gonna color match this red because I like it. It's a nice bright red. Nice and free-handy. Okay. I'm just kind of shading the red now a little bit with the darker red. I'm gonna leave it light down here, I think. I might deepen it up just a bit around him, just to get a little bit more depth to the picture. I'm using my airbrush right now. Just switching it back over to automatic. Well, he's starting to look like a beast. It's a good thing. Kind of trying to make it look like apocalyptic sort of kind of looks. So I'm kind of just playing with the reds, mixing them around. Just get this idea in your head of how you want it to look. So I actually pretty much canceled out all the purple. That's okay. Yeah, I kind of like it red. in the background. I just find it really pops. Okay, so now he has this kind of like smoke thing coming up from him, and I am not sure what 100% that is. It must just be part of the debris. I'll try to refrain from saying actually anymore. Let's see if I can do it. So I'm kind of getting another idea here. Whoa, ideas. Let's see. Maybe I'll just leave that kind of red too, so it doesn't look overtly off. Color this in here. I want to make some glowing detail, but not crazy glowing. I'm going to have to freehand it here. Even just the little bit that it is right now, I don't think I'm going to go too far into it, to be honest. Put it on automatic mode for a second here. I want to add a little bit of this glow kind of everywhere in the picture, but not too much, if that makes sense. I just want it to be a little bit of a feature. It is an explosion after all. Could even highlight down there, but no, I don't like it. Okay, now I'm going to go to my pencil tool. I'm just going to bring out a little bit of this ground texture here. I think, as long as I like it. Maybe I'll stick with the oil because it blends nicely with colors. It's really easy to kind of push back and forth. Let's turn the opacity down. Yeah, I like the way the oil's looking with it. That's more of what I was going for. So I did most of this, surprisingly, with the oil, minus some of the effects in the background and whatnot. So you can color and get like a comic book effect with the oil. And I think, like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I think it looks pretty good with the oil. The only thing I might do is I find the red's kind of taking over the more that I'm looking at it. I might just add another color just to just to even it out a little bit. Make it pop just that much more with this bright yellow. I think it looks a little bit better with a little bit more variation in color. The red looks good, but when you sit there and stare back at it, it kind of just makes everything kind of fade into itself. Or, yeah, it just doesn't really stand out enough for me. But that was an easy fix, so no biggie. Can even just add a little bit of that's the fun thing about coloring comic book styles. When you do scribbles and stuff, it looks good. Like, it adds to the picture, I find. It's very effortless in making it look good, I find. Like, everything that you do can look good is what I'm trying to say. There's just endless possibilities. Just playing with that steam thing again. I'm not quite sure what that is. I think it's just maybe... You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling like maybe it should be yellow. That's the feeling I'm getting right now. Let's try it out. Yeah, actually. Oh, I said actually again. No, I do think that looks better yellow though. And then go to airbrush. Just gonna blend here a bit. Color match. And you can see Jim Lee's name. Actually, you know what we'll do? I said it again. Holy, I'm having a day today. Let's go to Jim Lee's name and highlight it using the laser tool. Add a couple little bright yellow explosion dots. Can even grab this blue here, tone down the opacity, and add a little bit extra shine to Beast if you want to. I'm gonna go to freehand for a second here, and I just want his eyes to look like they're glowing a little bit more from the inside there. They looked okay before. I just wanted a little bit more of a glow. And I'm just going to look over my picture here, see if there's anything else I can tweak, because we're just about at the finish line. Yeah, you should check out Jim Lee's stuff in Marvel. It's so awesome. I love coloring his stuff. He has a really cool take, and he's really, look at his drawings. They're pretty fantastic. Just going to outline this eye a bit more. I love it. I started out with just going with the red, and now I kind of have like an orangey yellow sparkified happening back there. And I think it looks good. I hope that you guys like it too. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should do to this picture before I do my send-off. Go to my oil brush here for a second. Just going to color match there. Maybe just do a couple more. Kind of jaggedy kind of strokes on these rocks, just for a little bit more detail. Not that it was necessary or anything, I just thought of it and did it, that's all. And now that I've finished that, I feel pretty comfortable with it, and I'm actually happy with it. And I said actually again. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today. This is Brienne from Pixite. I left his foot shaded because I find it's kind of off in the distance. I was just kind of looking at that, and I think I'll leave it. So a lot of fun coloring this today. We're going to call it Marvel Mondays. So every Monday, we're going to have a premiere of something new, and we're just going to chat and hang out. So come join me, and we'll see you again, guys. Take care. Bye.